Eagles lose a heartbreaker last night to the Chargers in overtime, and this team is in a serious rut. The Birds have now lost 3 games in a row. A lot to get into here on this Tuesday morning on Philadelphia Eagles Now. Here's everything that's coming up. Why did the Eagles lose that game? Is the season over with 4 games left? But some much needed good news for the Birds as well. It's all coming up, so let's dive in and let's go. And this is Philadelphia Eagles Now. My name is Chase Sr. As always, no matter where you are, how you're tuned in, thank you so much for making today's show a part of your day. Support the channel. Hit that subscribe button, by the way, for Elite Daily, free Philadelphia Eagles coverage. We're 568 people away from another huge milestone here on the channel of 140,000 subscribers. So win or lose, I always have you covered. Lock us in and join the movement today. The story of the game last night, that was the worst game of Jalen Hurts' career. First time that he has ever thrown 4 interceptions in a game, and one of the few quarterback performances in which a quarterback turns it over 5 times in the course of a ball game. The numbers last night, not pretty at all. Now, what's crazy is that I like some of the new offensive concepts. I thought that Hurts did make some high-level throws within this game, but after being so conservative and leading to a very lackluster offense, he's tried to dial up the aggression with how he plays the quarterback position, and it has led to a bevy of turnovers over the last couple of games. And last night, against one of the top defenses in the NFL, Hurts doing things that have been a problem for him of late. Not seeing the field well, not processing well, telegraphing his throws. He goes 21 of 40. The Eagles now 0-6 all time when Hurts has to throw it 40 or more times. Throws for 240 yards, no touchdowns, 4 interceptions, a quarterback rating of 31.2, and he had a fumble. Now, it's not like Justin Herbert was great on the other sideline, but I did think that Herbert, banged up with that surgically repaired non-throwing hand, made some big plays in big moments when Hurts didn't really do that. And turnovers have become a huge problem for Hurts and a huge problem for this Eagles offense. They need to get back to taking care of the football because this is not a sustainable way to play. Remember a few weeks ago when we were talking about how Sirianni is 40-2 in his head coaching career when the Eagles win the turnover battle, how Hurts had that unbelievable record when winning the turnover battle? Well, in the last 2 games, Jalen Hurts has 7 turnovers. When you lose the turnover battle, you lose about 80% of games at the NFL level. And what's crazy, 7 turnovers in the last 2 games. He had 7 giveaways combined in the previous 26 games. Hopefully this is a little bit of a mirage, that he's in this little bit of a cold spell right now and he can get out of it, because this is a problematic trend that we're seeing right now with the turnovers, but with how he's playing the quarterback position. And this is also a team-wide issue. The Eagles now have 9 giveaways during their 3-game losing streak. They had 4 total turnovers in their first 10 games of the year. Now, the latter of that usually isn't sustainable, and usually there is a regression to the mean. We're seeing that during this 3-game losing streak for the Eagles. And when you dissect the Jalen Hurts picks and the performance last night, he's the face of the franchise. He's the franchise quarterback. He's touching the ball on every single play. He even said after the game, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. He didn't say it's a we thing. He said it's a me thing. I was the reason why we lost that game last night. 3 of the 4 picks were his fault. The first one, the defensive tackle drops back in coverage. He never saw it. The second one, I chalked that up as Hurts' fault. The third one went off the hands of A.J. Brown, and we'll get to him here in a moment. And then the fourth one, read option, edge rusher doesn't crash, gets upfield in the face of Hurts. He makes the decision to throw that ball late, and he threw it off the back foot, unable to put any velocity behind it. Did the defense make a really good play? No doubt about it. But on 1st and 10 from the 17, when you have the tie at the very least in your back pocket, what you can't do there is risk turning it over, because that would have ended the game. And it ended the game. And so I think the biggest thing with Hurts right now, he's just not processing and seeing the field well right now. Of course, scheme and play calling can usually help to elevate a quarterback. And I don't think the scheme or the play calling is helping out Jalen Hurts at this current moment. But I will also say that I think that the Eagles' play calling and the scheme is somewhat limited because of what Hurts can't do and what he is comfortable doing, which waters down and limits the playbook. What also didn't help the quarterback last night is that A.J. Brown let him down, and the offensive line continues to struggle. The offensive line did a little bit of a better job as far as pass protection last night, but as far as the run game goes, they can't get a push, and they're constantly getting put on their asses and driven back, which is so uncharacteristic for a team that last year was on the opposite of that, playing bully ball. And let's get to the Eagles' number one wide receiver. A.J. Brown was a huge letdown last night on Monday Night Football, and he didn't do his quarterback any favors. And Jalen Hurts did not play well, but A.J. could have helped him out at least a little bit, right? You can't complain about the offense and complain about not getting enough touches, yet you lead the team in penalties and you drop 3 crucial passes in a gotta-have-it game. And the A.J. Brown drops against the Chargers led to a 17-point swing. On the opening drive, first play of the game, that could have gone for a touchdown. The other drop that he had led to a pick and a field goal. And then the third drop that he had was an absolute dime from Jalen Hurts, which could have won the game late. And then you also combine that with the fact that the run blocking at times is completely suspect. I don't love the body language. And A.J. Brown's probably happy because in the last 3 weeks, he's put up really good numbers. He's tied for first in the NFL in receptions with 24, first in receiving yards with 342. He has 3 touchdowns. He's the PPR wide receiver 1 for those of you who play fantasy football. But the Eagles' win-loss record in those 3 games where A.J. Brown has gotten going, where he's been targeted more, 0-3. And I'll give credit where credit is due. A.J. Brown, after the game, took accountability, and he said, the drops that I had are plays that I am accustomed to making, and he put that on himself. But these drops came in really critical moments. First play of the game, he beats the DB. Out of structure, Jalen Hurts puts it right on him. This is a drop right here. The second drop, he crosses the middle of the field. He hears footsteps. The throw is a little bit high, but you're a top 5 wide receiver, AJ. You have to come down with this football. And also, when you're in the middle of the field and you don't catch a ball like this, you have to know that deflections can lead to picks. Chargers able to get 3 points here. They got 7 points after the drop on the initial drive. And then late in the game, one-on-one, Eagles got what they wanted. A.J. Brown one-on-one with the corner. Jalen Hurts dropped this right in the bucket. A.J. Brown had 2 hands on it, and once again, he dropped the football. This offense right now has no flow, has no rhythm, and it's really everybody, right? That's Jalen Hurts, that's Kevin Patullo, that's Nick Sirianni, it's the offensive line. It's the big-time players not making big-time plays. The 3 drops from A.J. on that big third down. Devontae Smith dropped that bubble screen. And with how poorly this offense is playing right now, it really is a shame because this Eagles defense without Jalen Carter last night was superb. This Eagles defense right now, one of the youngest units in football, one of the most affordable units in football. And I know that they gave up the 284 rushing yards against Chicago. They were the reason why the Eagles were still in that game. I know that they gave up some explosive plays downfield to the Dallas Cowboys. But what they've done since the bye week, since that Jalen Phillips trade, they've been one of the best defenses in football. They sacked Justin Herbert 7 times last night. And the Eagles had that mini bye. Well, the offense comes out. They look like they've looked all year, but the defense much more inspired than that Bears performance. And without Jalen Carter, they made the necessary adjustments. The interior of this Eagles defensive line was balling out. Jordan Davis, Moro Ajomo, Byron Young, Jalix Hunt had 2.5 sacks. Nolan Smith was popping. Jalen Phillips making more plays. And so you have this defense that's Super Bowl caliber, but it's being wasted right now by this offense. Now, coming up next here on the show, we're going to keep it positive. We actually have some good news that we're going to get to. Reasons why you should be upbeat about this football team and reasons why the season is not over, to answer one of those questions that I had a little bit earlier. But first, let's get to our sponsor. Today's Philadelphia Eagles now sponsored by Ridge. I am in love with the Ridge Wallet 2.0. I have the carbon fiber edition. It is sleek. It is durable. It is made with premium materials. It is built to last. And in this, you can fit up to 12 cards plus cash. Upgrade your wallet today, and this can be the perfect gift for yourself or somebody else during this holiday season. The Ridge Wallet 2.0, the most refined version of the Ridge Wallet. They've been perfecting this for 12 years, and everything is better with the 2.0. 10% lighter, every gram matters. They found the perfect balance. They made it more modular with improved cash straps, money clips, and the AirTag attachments, improved surface design and tonal logos, matching with plated cash straps. And this is made with excellent materials like aluminum, titanium, and carbon fiber. This is the last wallet that you'll ever have to get. The leather ones, they're too bulky. They take up way too much space in your pocket. And also, they don't last. But the Ridge Wallet lasts. And you're not going to have to get another wallet if you get a wallet like this one. Over 50 plus colors and styles to choose from. You can even get a wallet that features every NFL, Major League Baseball, or college team. This is perfect for holiday gifting, especially since Ridge is having their biggest sale of the year right now. Over 100,000 five-star reviews. That is proof that Ridge is a gift that people love to receive. So, for a limited time, Ridge is having their huge holiday sale. Head to ridge.com/chat. Use the code chat. Get up to 47% off your order. This is by far the biggest discount they've given all year. That's ridge.com for up to 47% off your order during their biggest sale of the year. After you make your purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that Philadelphia Eagles now sent you. All right, to the back half of the show. You're feeling down and out about the Eagles. I'm feeling down and out about the Eagles. But here's some much-needed good news for Philadelphia Eagles fans out there. You think about the final 4 games for the Eagles. They could play Kenny Pickett and Marcus Mariota in 3 of those final 4 games. Last night, the Eagles did outgain the Chargers by 90 yards. And with this offense, we did see some new offensive wrinkles that I like from a play calling and play design standpoint. Finally, the Eagles got the ground game going. We saw an explosive touchdown run for Saquon Barkley, 52 yards to the house, and he averaged 6.1 yards per carry. This Eagles defense is Super Bowl caliber. They continue to ball out. Without Jalen Carter, they sacked Justin Herbert 7 times. Lane Johnson, one of the best overall players in the history of this organization, could return as soon as week 15. The Eagles are 0-3 without him, and I know that the Eagles have lost 3 games in a row, but they still lead the NFC East, and they have an opportunity to still host a playoff game. And when they play their best football, they can compete with anybody in a wide-open NFC. Speaking of that, you look at the NFC playoff picture, Philadelphia remains in that 3 spot at 8-5. A little bit of wiggle room over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that 4 spot, especially because they own that tiebreaker. Now, they are behind the Green Bay Packers at 9-3-1 and the Los Angeles Rams at 10-3. Rams play the Lions this week. Packers play the Broncos on the road. If the Rams fall to 10-4 and the Packers fall to 9-4-1 and the Eagles lift their record to 9-5, getting a 1 or 2 seed, not out of the realm of possibility. The 3 wildcard teams right now, Seahawks at 10-3, Niners 9-4, Chicago Bears at 9-4. And you look at this remaining schedule right now, yeah, the Cowboys 6-1. They're still on the Eagles' heels, but this is a doable remaining schedule. And I know that loss last night for the Eagles was heartbreaking, But you can see why that can end up being a rallying cry for the football team. They did some better things on the offensive side of the football. The defense is still playing well. If Jalen Hurts can clean up some of the turnovers and they can get their confidence going, which I think is one of the biggest things right now because they're playing tight and not confident, that could do wonders for this team. You got to beat the Raiders. You beat the Commanders. You're up to 10 wins on the year with 2 games left on the road against Buffalo and then at home against the Commanders. You win these 2 games, you kiss the Dallas Cowboys goodbye, and all of their annoying fans can shut the hell up. Going back to the Eagles running game, Saquon Barkley, I thought he looked really good last night, especially when the Eagles were running it to the left side. Part of the problem with Kevin Patullo, sometimes when the Eagles run a play that is effective, he goes away from it. I hate that. And I thought at times last night he went away from Saquon Barkley and away from specific running plays and the direction of running plays that worked. Running to the left side. He was explosive and had his best runs of the night when running to the left side. 20 carries for $122, 1 rushing touchdown, an average yards per carry of 6.1. I know some people will say, well, if you take away the 52-yard touchdown, he wasn't really that good. He still ran for the 52-yard touchdown. I don't think that you could take that away because that was a highly impressive play. As for Lane Johnson, more good news coming for the Philadelphia Eagles. According to Adam Schefter, Lane Johnson could be returning soon for this Eagles ball club. He's one of the best players in the history of this organization, still one of the best right tackles in the game, and the Eagles are so much better with him as far as their offensive production and their win-loss record when he's on the field compared to when he's not on the field. So far this year, in the 3 games without Lane Johnson, during this 3-game losing streak, Birds are 0-3. All time with Lane Johnson, they have won nearly 66% of their games. 120, 62-1. But now without him, they have dropped to 15-27, and their winning percentage plummets to sub 36%. That's a player showing right there that he has a profound impact on the ball club. Don't forget to give me a follow on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Closing in on 20,000 followers on X, formerly known as Twitter. Just surpassed 43,000 followers on IG. Just launched a new TikTok page. It's taken off, so hit me up over there at Chase_Senior as well.